I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Coralville City Council to order, July 9th, 2019. Roll call.
Councilmember Foster.
Present.
Gross. Gill.
Present.
Dodds.
Present.
Goodrich.
Here.
All council members except for Councilmember Gross are present, as is the mayor, city clerk, city administrator, city attorney, and several staff members in the audience. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Gill, seconded by Goodrich. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Item 4, citizen comments. Is there anyone that would like to speak to an item that's not already on the agenda? Don't all rush up there. Okay. I will move on then to item 5, which is 10th Avenue and 6th Street pavement repairs. This is a public hearing. Let's see. It says public hearing, but the first item is bid report. So there's no public hearing on it. No, that was a typo. The city engineer, Dan Holderness, could we have a bid report, please?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Bids are received for this project on July 2nd. We received one bid from the LL Pelling Company in the amount of $177,337.20. The engineer's estimate for the project was $160,667. So the estimate, the bid is above the estimate, but we would recommend award the contract to LL Pelling Company.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Item B, Don, the resolution.
Resolution accepting bids and awarding the construction contract for 10th Avenue and 6th Street paving repairs 2019, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Foster, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Gill. I'm not sure you said it. Did you say the streets that's being overlaid in this project?
The streets in this particular project that are being overlaid are
It's
10th Avenue between 5th and 7th Streets, and 6th Street between 10th and 12th.
Thank you. I thought maybe some audience might want to hear that.
Thank you, yes.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. And item C with the same project.
Resolution approving the contract and bond documents for the 10th Avenue and 6th Street paving repairs 2019, introduced to Councilmember Gill, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Dodds. Discussion? Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. Item 6 is another construction project, 12th Avenue and Oakdale Boulevard pavement repairs 2019. Dan?
Hey, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This project will be an asphalt overlay on 12th Avenue, both immediately north and south of Oakdale Boulevard. The south side, we will overlay both lanes, both directions of traffic between Ashland Drive and Oakdale. And on the north side, we will overlay just the southbound lanes of 12th Avenue between Oakdale and a little bit beyond to Mulberry Street. So, asphalt overlay project. Bids were received for this project also on July 2nd. The one bid that we received was from the LL Pelling Company. The amount of the bid was $130,638.25. The engineer's estimate was $105,678.50. Again, a little bit higher, but it was the only bid we received. So we would recommend award the contract to the LL Pelling Company. And I might also add that this project, as well as the one before, the intent is to start these within a couple weeks and have them done before school starts, so that it's out of the way before school traffic starts again.
Good. Resolution, Don?
Resolution accepting bids and awarding the construction contract for the 12th Avenue Oakdale Boulevard pavement repairs 2019, introduced by Councilmember Dodds, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Any discussion? Roll call.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. Item C.
Resolution approving the contract and bond documents for the 12th Avenue and Oakdale Boulevard pavement repairs project 2019, introduced by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Foster. Discussion? Roll call.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Passes all ayes with Gross absent. Okay, item number 7 is the Iowa River Landing, north of East 9th Street, landscape enhancements, number 1 and 2. What this does, there's 2 parts to it. Accepts parts 1 and 2 of a landscaping renovation project between Kappa Advisors, RDG Planning and Design, and the Watts Group in the Iowa River Landing District on behalf of the city. Funding for the project is from the common area maintenance fees that we collect in that area. So the first item is a motion to approve change order number 3. Do I have a motion? Moved by Goodrich, seconded by?
Second.
By Gill. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion to approve change order number 3 is approved, all ayes with Gross absent. Now item B is a resolution.
Resolution accepting the Our Landing north of East 9th Street landscape enhancements number 1 and 2 is completed. Introduced for adoption by Councilmember Foster, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Gill. Discussion? Roll call.
Gill. Aye. Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Passes all ayes with Gross absent. Moving on, item number 8 is the Iowa River Landing Improvements Project 2019. This is for a project that will construct improvements to East 9th Street between First Avenue and the Quarry Road Roundabout in 2019, and construct surface improvements on East 2nd Avenue between East 7th Street and East 9th Street in the spring and summer of 2020, in anticipation of the Extreme Arena opening in the fall of 2020. This is setting a public hearing, and that public hearing will be at our next council meeting on July 23rd, and bids are due at 2 p.m. on July 16th. Done?
Resolution setting a public hearing on the plan specifications, estimate of cost and form of contract, ordering bids, setting a date for the receiving of said bids, and directing posting of the bid letting, all for the Iowa River Landing Improvements Project 2019. Introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gill, seconded by.
Second.
Oh, that was close. We'll go with Dodge. Discussion?
Who seconded?
Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. Item 9 is Sidewalk Project 2018 in Zone 4. This is the final assessment for the projects that occurred in Zone 4, a total amount of $5,966.
Resolution fixing the amount to be assessed against private property for the Sidewalk Project 2018 Zone 4, introduced by Councilmember Dodds, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Foster. Discussion? Roll call.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. Item 10 is purchase agreements. This is for the purchase of various properties north of Coralville Central Elementary owned by Eastern Iowa Properties for not to exceed $1,332,000.
Resolution approving a purchase agreement for various properties located north of Coralville Central Elementary with Eastern Iowa Properties LTD, Limited, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Dodds. Discussion? Kelly, you want to tell
Yeah, this is a project that we've been working on for some time. This was one of the council's major goals, was to address both that neighborhood specifically and also housing in general. And this would include 3 single-family houses, 2 duplexes, and then six
or seven on
seven,
Fourth Avenue Place.
duplexes on Fourth Avenue Place. This would happen over time. We would have, the first closing wouldn't be until next summer, and then the following summer would be the rest of them, so that we could have plenty of time to work not only with the current residents, but also put together a good plan for how to make good use of those homes in that particular neighborhood. So this is over a 2-year time period, and it's essentially a little over assessed value for those properties, the property tax assessment.
So we're essentially just locking in the price. with
Yeah, at this
action.
point, and then getting, if any of the tenants do leave, then he will not re-rent them, so that we don't have to deal with tenant issues in those particular locations. So he's been very good to work with, and is somebody that's had discussions with us for over 2 years on how to, really upgrade and do some things with those units. So,
Great. It'll be a nice neighborhood improvement.
yeah, it really will.
Any other council comments?
I just want to thank everybody that has worked on this. It's really exciting to see this start to come to fruition, and yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
As a former neighbor.
Resident of
Yeah,
that
right,
neighborhood,
yeah.
yes, former resident of Fifth Avenue Place, which is very close by, yeah.
I would just echo my enthusiasm for this too. Affordable housing has always been an ongoing issue in Coralville, and this is a really huge step of the council taking this step for so many of our residents to take advantage of. So it's a good thing.
It is a good thing, and it was in our strategic plan.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so we're fulfilling our goals, and the staff is fulfilling our goals, so
It's
thank
happening.
you. Thank you so much.
Okay, roll call.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. Item 11 is Biscuit Creek Watershed Study. This is an agreement for creating a comprehensive stormwater model and provide recommendations for drainage improvements for the Biscuit Creek watershed.
Resolution approving an engineering services agreement with HR Green for Biscuit Creek Watershed Study, introduced by Councilmember Foster, seconded by.
Oh, go ahead.
Seconded by Goodrich. Discussion?
Yeah, this is for that same neighborhood that we just talked about, and we'll kind of look comprehensively at what can be done in that area to improve water flows and also quality. So we hope to be able to make some other improvements, not only to the houses that we just discussed, but this will help that overall neighborhood as well.
Great. Any council comments?
No, they're doing a great job. I mean, it's infrastructure, and but it is, we're strongly behind the conservation and the good water quality of the town. So it's a good step, and we're going to keep moving forward on that.
Roll call.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. Item 12 is Fourth Avenue sewer improvements. This is to compensate the engineer for adding pipe bursting technology as an alternate for sewer replacement for the Fourth Avenue sanitary sewer improvements. And it is not to exceed $5,600. There's a typo in for that amount in the agenda, but it's $5,600. Don?
Resolution approving an engineering services agreement with HR Green for Fourth Avenue sanitary sewer improvements, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gill, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Foster. Discussion?
I just had a question on this. Nothing really about the, with, it's on the next one. I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm skipping ahead to 13.
Is there anything you want to say about it, Dan?
This is a project that we've been working on for a while. It's down in the area of the 3rd Avenue lift station where we had flooding issues in 2008, and the infrastructure has been upgraded in the majority of the area, but this is kind of one of the last areas that we need to look at lining and or replacing some of the old sanitary sewer lines there to help reduce the inflow and infiltration that we get at our 3rd Avenue lift station.
So this is still just the study to determine what we're going to do?
No, this is the design. The
Design.
study has been done. This is actually the design to then come back and bid the improvements and get them done yet this fall.
Oh, great.
Those will be this fall then?
Yes.
Great, okay.
Roll call?
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. Item 13 is Coral Ridge Avenue Improvements Phase 2. This is a supplemental agreement for additional design, study, and construction phase services for Coral Ridge Avenue Phase 2.
Resolution approving supplemental agreement number 2 with HR Green for the Coral Ridge Avenue Improvements Phase 2, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Dodds, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Discussion.
Okay, now I ask my question. Nothing, it doesn't have to do anything with HR Green specifically, but when reading the scope of services, I was just not understanding with the utility companies like South Slope, Lynn County REC, and Verizon, and all of the issues with them not relocating their utilities into the utility bank, that it kind of racked up a pretty big chunk of money. And I wondered if this is something that we can give back to them to reimburse us for, or?
Yes, that's a great question. And yes, our intent is to go back to those utility companies that did not relocate into the duct bank like we requested they did, and have caused issues with the construction like we anticipated they would when they stayed in their original locations. So our goal is to go back to them and make them pay these costs, because these are additional costs to the project and to the city that we shouldn't have had to endure. So our goal is to go and get that money back from them. And there's also additional costs in here for the cost the city for the project running too long, duration past its completion date. And so those costs, we will go back to the contractor and in the form of liquidated damages at $2,000 per day to recoup these costs for the city as well.
Great, that was going to be my next question. Thank you.
Keep us apprised how that goes.
Yep, we'll do that, please.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. Item 14 is stormwater. This is agreement for stormwater management consulting and inspection services due to the higher than expected number of plans, submittals, and inspections in May and June, while our stormwater technician was on maternity leave.
Resolution approving amendment number 1 to the professional services agreement with Shive Hatter Inc. for stormwater services, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Gill. Discussion. Roll call.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. I'd consider a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented or amended.
Move to approve the consent calendar, items A through V inclusive.
Second.
Moved by Gill, seconded by Dodds. Discussion? Roll call.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Consent calendar is approved, all ayes with Gross absent. City Engineer Road Reconstruction Report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As we just got done talking about a few minutes ago, work continues on Coleridge Avenue. There's a lot of effort being put into the construction now, but it's a little late than we anticipated, but they are making a lot of progress now, and so we're pushing them hard to get that road done and open prior to school starting, and we'd like to get it done as soon as possible. Probably the other big news, I guess, on the street front is that 10th Street is closed between 19th and 20th Avenues now. Mid-American gas lines go through there, and as part of their continuing maintenance efforts, they found that there's a potential weak spot in the pipelines underneath 10th Street, and so they've had to dig up 10th Street and make a repair to that gas line, and so that closed yesterday morning, and it anticipates it'll be open or closed until next Wednesday the 17th. But we hope they can get that done earlier and get out of there quicker, but that's their kind of their back end of when they will have to keep the street closed. So that is a piece of news. And then the projects that were just approved for the asphalt overlays, we'll get those started again in the next few weeks, with the goal being to get them done before school starts as well. So,
You want to mention Brown Deer Road?
Brown Deer Road. There was a blow up in the paving on Brown Deer Road, and so we've had to have an emergency repair on that as well. So that
Starts tomorrow.
Starts tomorrow. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that.
Any questions for Dan? Comments? Winding down.
Good job.
Finally.
Very good. Thank you, Dan. City Administrator report.
Yeah, first I would just like to thank all of the volunteers and individuals that were involved in the planning and implementation of the Fourth Fest. We had great festivities, and there's a lot of different people that are involved in various different ways, and we had lots of good comments, and so just thank everybody that helped with that. And we do have two upcoming events that people, now that Fourth Fest is done, that people can look forward to, and one is the Fifth Street Social is on August 10th, a Saturday from 4 to 10, and there's two different music stages, food, and a lot of kids' activities, and so that'll be very fun, and I think this is the third year for that. And then Neighborhood Night Out is coming up on August 6th, and so that's a good way and time to get your neighborhood together and just encourage people. You can go on the police department, the City of Coralville website, and under the police department, there's an application form that you can fill out if you want to schedule one for your neighborhood. So encourage people to do that. And then people from council and police and fire and others will all make it around if you register your event that evening. And that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Kelly. Mayor's report. I'll just echo what Kelly said in terms of, everyone's contributions on the Fourth Fest, whether it goes back to the prior year and fundraising and basket auctions and everything else that we do leading up to raising the funds so we can put on a great celebration without tax dollars. And then the event itself took lots and lots of folks and lots of hours. And I'm still getting thank you notes from folks that thought how good it was. Just this afternoon, I got one, some friends that live in Iowa City, and she wrote me and said how great she thought the concert was, and she appreciated that we let a couple from Iowa City come in and take to watch our concert. She says, I'm glad they didn't check IDs at the gate. So, but I had people at the concert itself. One couple came up to me from Des Moines and said this is their second year in a row that they've driven over just specifically for the Fourth Fest in Des Moines for the concert. Had another couple come up at the concert from Raymond, Iowa, which is up near Waterloo. So we have quite the reputation of putting on a good show in Coralville. So I'm glad to welcome visitors as well. That's all I have. City Attorney's report.
I have nothing, Kevin.
Oh, I hope my errant tee shot didn't cause that problem on brown deer.
Committee and council members report. Megan, you're down there by yourself, so we'll let you start.
Yeah, just, I, echoing what everybody said about, or what's already been said about our Fourth Fest celebration. My nephew actually has decided that he wants to come and march in our parade every year. Because it's such a fun time, and he's asked us, it's like, can you find something for me to do in the parade? So we do get people from all over, and people from all over the world too. I mean, that's really cool when we do the bucket, the donations in the park. I've talked to a lot of people that it's their first 4th of July, they're visiting, or they're visiting family, and they're from another country, and it really is a cool thing that we do offer in the community, and thank you to everybody who helps make it happen. The only other thing I have is I just wanted to give a shout out to the Community ID anniversary. So before I came to the meeting tonight, I attended a celebration at the County Administration Building for the 4th anniversary of the Community ID. And for those of you that aren't aware, the Community ID is a local government issued photo ID. It's available to all residents of Johnson County, to people of all ages, so your kids can have an ID. It's a great way, if you're a parent, to have that extra identification for your kids. I highly encourage folks to get one. I actually got mine at the celebration, and yeah, it's just a really fantastic program. It's really great that we offer that here in Johnson County, and again, I encourage everybody to go and get one. And that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Work our way down. Tom?
Okay, thank you. To add to the Fourth Fest, my wife was sitting on the side in the parade, and there was a lady sitting next to her, and they started to have a discussion, and she was from California. And I guess they don't have parades in California. She said she came all the way to Iowa City. Their kids are here, but they came to Iowa City and Coralville, expressly Coralville, because they have the best parade in the United States.
Wow.
And I didn't know they had. It must be a thing in California. They don't have parades.
Must be a proposition, something that.
Yeah, it must be they have no money.
We have them at Disneyland.
Yeah. So anyway, and I'd like to thank the police and the staff. I mean, everything went off really well, and the police did an excellent job. On that matter, we're talking about the elephant in the room. Dan Gable had a nice article in the paper about a week ago or a few days ago, and it's about police in the schools, and I fully support that. We want Coralville and the school district to be the best they can be, and the only way that they can be the best they can be is have police involvement. It's not punitive. It's a great thing. The police do a great job, and they're our neighbors, and they're our friends, and they're citizens of Coralville. And I fully support that letter to the editor the other day. And I'm just speaking for myself, but I'm proud that Dan wrote that letter, and I thank him. So,
Jill?
Along with thanking all of the staff and the volunteers for the 4th, I just want to thank the community, because these kind of huge fests that we have are only as good as the people that show up and participate in them. And people really turned out and had fun and were respectful, I would say. So thank you for that. The other thing is, I have a question from someone that was wondering about the Capri Lodge on the Strip, and if there's any updates on when that will be coming down. And
Actually, Jim told me before the meeting that somebody was over there this afternoon starting picking up the garbage that was outside the building. So that's the first thing that needs to go is
Yeah.
the stuff that's outside the building. So he said that by the end of the week, the garbage outside the building will be out, and then they'll have to start on the demolition part of that, which has to be in two different, with asbestos removal, it has to be in two different methods because of the fire caused the burnout in the one section.
Sure.
But Mr. Kessler's been in contact with the DNR, making sure that all the steps have been taken to make sure they can go forward. So it is ready from the DNR standpoint. The contractor just
Cleared to
needs
go.
to contractor just needs to move on. It looks like there has been progress here, at least today.
fantastic. That's all I have. Thank you.
I might take privilege here and build a second demolition question I meant to ask. Kelly, what's the status of the concrete plant on First Avenue being
They're
demolished?
still, the engineers are doing the studies on the different pieces and making recommendations of what should be done because of the underground bunkers and the concrete that's there, which is significant.
Right.
And so they're trying to make plans of how to best do that cleanup.
Will the structure be down by the fall at least?
Hope so, yeah.
I would think we could move forward with that regardless of the concrete. You know, it's just such an eyesore.
Yeah, I would agree on the building, but there's a lot to it.
Yeah, there
There's
is.
a
I understand.
lot.
The whole site is full of concrete.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. Lori?
I agree and congratulate everyone for the 4th of July, just a great event and lots of fun. The changes of seasons was a highlight at the Coralville Center for Performing Arts on Sunday. And they, talked about what they did this past year and then introduced both the Young Footlighters season and City Circle acting companies for the coming year. And just want to give a great shout out to all the people involved there. Mostly they're all volunteers. And there's lots of opportunities, young and old, for both auditioning for parts and then volunteering in many different categories too. So,
Great.
thank you.
Thank you. And again, congratulations on Keith Jones for his retirement. And he was
yeah.
surprised and honored by the proclamation before the concert. And it was a great time by all. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Gill, second by Goodrich. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're adjourned.